going on? This is Kirk, and I'm standing on business.
My name is Kirk. I'm a creative entrepreneur based here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm driven by impact. That's kind of my North Star. That's what I lead to. So out of all the things that I do, I think the community side of what I do is the most important thing. So that's the ability for me to take the resources and accolades I achieve through my craft and through my talent and be able to find a way to pour it back into my community. My original perception of what a businessman was, I often thought about super professionalism, corporate, suit and ties, capitalism, and I never was into that. I never thought about money when I thought about what I wanted to do. Now that I am a businessman, I'm seeing that there are more perspectives. There's another way that you can approach business, and I think it's a little bit more fulfilling when you chase impact versus chasing numbers or metrics, you know what I mean? I think my whole life has been a series of what many might consider failures. I consider them a detour. When I first thought about coming to Atlanta, I came here to be a doctor at Morehouse College. So my first failure or detour was I failed biology. After the first semester, I switched my major to business marketing, which ended up being one of the greatest detours or failures that ever happened to me. I could talk about failures and detours all day because that's what my life has been, like a ping pong machine of just what I thought was a failure ended up being that was the best thing that ever happened. When I first was given this opportunity to start my own studio, I had business completely wrong. I definitely approached business from an I perspective. My ego was leading the charge. And it didn't really have a concept of community at the beginning. It was just I'm gonna make a cool spot, I'm gonna throw my art up on the wall, I'm gonna get some lights, and I'm gonna tell people to come here. And we really had to have some serious conversations about what are you really trying to build here. This studio needed to serve a purpose that was much larger than me, and it was really about community. When I look through this hallway, this photo stands out the most to me. It just marks a transition in my career. This is the time that I linked with Lil Yachty. So this photo became memorable and iconic in the beginning parts of his career and also really changed my life.
We are outside of our new Kirk Studios here on Atlanta's Beltline. We're just amongst a creative community that looks like us, feels like us, and fits the aesthetic of everything we've been doing for the last 7.5 years. Living in Atlanta and being an entrepreneur, AT&T has actually been a part of my journey a number of different ways. From past campaigns we worked on together. Our studio actually produced the 404 campaign. That actually connected us to a lot of local businesses that we weren't already friends with or familiar with. And since then, AT&T has been very in the field here in Atlanta and very hands-on with our community. And then from just a technical standpoint, our phone is how we're connected, whether that's posting on socials or whether that's talking to clients. So I think through AT&T and through the service, it's been pivotal in our business growth, business development, from just a technical customer perspective and from a partner perspective of being able to actually work with the brand. It's amazing just to see the attention being put on those who usually create work. And now we're being spotlighted in a way to be able to really show all the facets that we bring to the table and all the ways that we actually handle business. Because it's not all just fun and games and creating all the time. Sometimes it's actually planning and being analytical. So I think that notion of what a creative is expanding through the success and through the exposure that a lot more creators are getting. And I think that that's changing the landscape of what a businessman or businesswoman should really be all about.